Okay, so good day everyone. No, for today, we're going to have a discussions of a different statistical tools, no, based on the researchers, no, the life of research output is, of course, is the application of statistical tools, no, based on the given surveys. And one of those is the statistical software package, no. Uh, and one of the statistical package that we were going to discuss today is the Stata, no. Stata again is commonly used in academic research, particularly in the fields such as economics, sociology, political science, and epidemiology. No, developed by StatCorp. No, Stata provides a comprehensive suite of tools for data analysis, data management, and graphical visualization. One of Stata's distinguishing features is its versatility in handling various types of data and statistical analysis. No, researchers can use Stata, of course, to perform a wide range of statistical tests and procedures, including descriptive statistics, linear and nonlinear regression, panel data analysis, survival analysis, and time series analysis. So, Stata command, no, Stata's command line interface allows user to interact with the software through a series of commands, giving them precise control over their analysis and enabling reproducibility of results. No? Additionally, Stata's syntax-based language makes it easy to automate repetitive tasks and customize analysis according to specific research needs. So, Stata offers robust data management capabilities or allowing users, no, to import, clean, and manipulate data sets with ease. No? Its built-in functions and command-enabled tasks such as variable creation, recording, merging data sets, and handling missing data efficiently. And to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am.
Ay, sorry po, sir, sorry. In addition po, good morning, sir. Good morning, classmates. In addition po doon sa sinabi nyo, we will also be discussing SPSS. So let's start na po, SPSS and Stata or Stata. So let's start na po. I am going to report the background of two of the most used statistical tools in the market, which is a statistical product and service solution, or formerly known as Statistical Package for Social Sciences or the SPSS. So sorry po sir, mag-addition na lang po ako dun sa mga sinabi nyo kanina. And Stata nga po or Stata. After my report naman po, Ms. Bjohan will give us a walkthrough using the SPSS and Ms. Reggie naman po will give us a walkthrough naman on Stata. So let's start po with SPSS. What is SPSS nga po ba? Wait lang po, hindi ko lang siya ma-move. Ayan, sorry. So let's start with the core functionalities offered in SPSS. And these are statistical programs for quantitative data analysis. Second is the modular programs that allows for predictive modeling. Text analysis, helps derive insights from qualitative inputs from open-ended questionnaires and visualization designers. And the last is the provides data management solution. It's data management solution like FHIR or the Fast Healthcare Interoperational reliability resources enable researchers to perform case selection, create derived data, and perform file reshaping. So SPSS, like what we've said nga po before, SPSS is a popular tool for research, experimentation, and decision-making. It is one of the most widely used statistical software worldwide because of its attractive features. And some of these are: users can extract every piece of information from files for the execution of descriptive, inferential, and multiple variant statistical procedure. Second, users can conduct smart searches, extract hidden information with the help of decision tree, design neutral networks of artificial intelligence, and market segmentation. Third, it can be used to solve algebraic, arithmetic, and trigonometric operations. And the last is SPSS report generator features lets you prepare attractive reports of investigation. It incorporates text, tables, graphs, and statistical results of the reports in the same file. Moreover, it acts as a centralized information repository in relation to the data, such as relationship with other data, its meaning, origin, format, and usage. So here are some of the statistical methods that can be leveraged using the SPSS. First is the descriptive statistic. This includes methodologies such as cross-tabulation, frequencies, and descriptive ratio statistic. Second, bivariate statistics. This includes methodologies such as means, non-parametric tests, correlation, and analysis of variance, or the ANOVA. Third, predicting numeral outcomes such as linear regression. And fourth, and the last, methodologies such as cluster analysis, and factor analysis, which are great for predicting or identifying groups. So here are the three main windows of SPSS. First, we have the data view, the variable view, and the syntax window. What is data view? The data view presents the whole data set. Each column in the data view represents a variable, and each row represents a case. The second is the variable view. What is variable view? This contains the description of each of the variable in your database. And the last is the syntax window. This contains a description of each of the variables in our database. So here is the conclusion. Medyo, sorry yan, nagmamadali kasi parang tatapusin yata namin tatlo para dire-diretso na lang. So this is the conclusion. SPSS helps scientists, researchers, business analysts, managers, and marketers during the entire analytics process, starting from planning, data collection, data analysis, report creation, and deployment. No matter your business objectives are, if you have a bunch of data that you want to analyze, SPSS is one of the best statistical analysis tools that we can use. So, eto na po yung sa SPSS. Mag-proceed na po ako, sir, dun sa Stata or Stata. What is Stata naman po? So, dito po sa Stata, mamaya magbibigay si Ms. Reggie ng walkthrough naman po para dito. What is Stata nga ba? Stata is a software package for data manipulation, visualization, statistics, and automated reporting. Stata was initially developed by Computing Resource Center in California, and the first version was released in 1985. In 1993, the company moved to College, Texas, and was renamed Stata Corporation, now known as Stata Corp. A major release in 2009 included a new graphic system and dialog box for all commands. Since then, a new version has been released once every 2 years. The current version is Stata 18, released in April 2022. So from 1985 to 2021, there have been 17 major releases of Stata. So these are the version of Stata. The Stata MP, hindi ko lang alam kung paano ko siya babasahin, or Stata SE, Stata BE, numerics by Stata. So the first is the Stata MP, allows for built-in parallel processing of certain command. The second is Stata SE and the Stata BE. These are bottleneck and limit usage to only one single core. Stata MP runs certain commands about 2.4 times faster, roughly 60% of theoretical maximum efficiency when running parallel process on 4 CPU cores compared to SE or VE version. Numeric Stata naman po allows for web integration of Stata commands. So, eto naman po yung Stata environment. Eto po yung command line. Hindi ako masyadong familiar dito pero nag-try na lang po ako mag-research, no? So, eto daw pong box A, this is the command line interface. This is where you type in your command similar to what you would do on any Unix type terminal. So, eto naman po daw box B. This is where all the variables in the data sets that is currently in memory are displayed. And the box C, this is where a command history of all commands you have entered is displayed. This history vanishes when terminate is data. So the box D naman po, this is where the result of each command entered is displayed. So what are the difference in using, what are the major difference of Stata and SPSS? So let's start with written and developed. SPSS was developed in 1968 nga. Tapos kinuha siya ng IBM on 2009, while Stata Corp naman po. Statistical analysis and is ideal for the analysis of a large amount of data. Sa Stata allows only normal analysis procedure. Complexity, SPSS can be used for analysis that are complicated. Sa Stata, not recommended for complicated analysis. Sa application, areas of medical and social science, while sa Stata, area of econometrics. Sa data visualization for complex data management, and for Stata, cutting-edge analysis. Development, used for the construction of the agile development life cycle, while sa Stata, used for large-scale development. Some companies daw po using the SPSS are Nike, ICF, Edward Jones. Ito lahat mga foreign corporation. BMO Financial Group, while sa Stata naman po, Urban Institute, George Mason University, Federal Reserve Banks of Philadelphia, Incorporated. So, yun na po ang last slide ko. So, sir, siguro po after po ko is Miss Biohan na magbibigay sa atin ng walkthrough for SPSS. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So, thank you po.
Hello, good morning. We'll show a demo ng SPSS. Although hindi na natin ipapakita yung detailed ng statistics, descriptive and frequency. Siguro mga pahapyaw lang, ayan. And basics lang din. Okay. Kita nyo na po yung screen? Hindi pa.
This meeting is being recorded.
This introduction is for people who have had little to no experience with SPSS. So start by opening the SPSS software on your computer. When the splash page pops up, just dismiss it, and then we can get to work. I'm going to be using SPSS version 24, but what I show you will look very familiar even if you're using a version as far back as SPSS 16. Let's get started with the basics. There are two view modes to SPSS. There is data view and variable view. Data view, which we're in right now, is basically just a spreadsheet. And this is where you enter numbers. Each row represents one participant or subject or case. And each column is dedicated to a single variable or type of measurement. So right now, all of the cells are gray. Let's just try popping in some numbers. I'll do 1, 2, 3. You'll see that as you enter a number into a column, that column comes to life. The variable automatically gets named and its properties are set by default. However, the name is VAR0001. That stands for variable 1. If you type in more numbers, more variables get defined. Their default names will be VAR2, VAR3, VAR4, and this can get a little confusing, especially if you have lots of variables and they're all named almost exactly the same thing. And also, the default properties for each variable may not be exactly what you want. So we should learn how to change them. And we're going to do that in Variable View. To get to Variable View, click on this tab at the bottom of the screen. We can now see our 4 variables. In Variable View, each variable is in a row, and the properties are in columns. We will begin by changing our variable names. So there are a few things that you need to know about naming variables in SPSS. First of all, you can name a variable pretty much anything that you want, but you cannot use spaces, you cannot use most special characters, and the name cannot begin with a number. If you want to use a space, use an underscore. Camel case works equally well, where you omit the spaces but you capitalize each new word. So let's settle on some more descriptive names. The first variable is going to be a random identification number that we call ID. Next, we will have a variable for gender, and then a variable for height, and one more for weight. Now, variable names are good, but sometimes you want something even more descriptive, and in that case, add a label. Labels allow you to describe your variable with much more detail. For example, ID is a random identification number. And this is height in inches and weight in pounds. Another important property is type. The default type is numeric because we're using numbers. But you can change the type to dates, if you're recording dates, or to currency amounts. A string variable includes letters or words in the data. But honestly, for most of what we're going to be doing, analyzing data, the numeric variable is going to be exactly what you want. And probably the only other property that you need right now is measure. Measure specifies the scale of measurement that you will be using. Now, any statistics textbook will tell you that there are 4 scales of measurement: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. So in SPSS, measure nominal is called nominal. Ordinal is called ordinal, but interval and ratio are both called scale. Both of these variables are nominal. We'll leave these 2 set to scale. Now, I'll quickly mention some other properties. Width specifies how wide or narrow the string variable entries can be. We won't be using string variables, so we can safely ignore that. Decimals specifies how many decimal places will be shown. 2 decimals is the default, but we can increase or decrease them. The nominal variables don't need decimals because they are whole numbers. Scale variables we can leave set to 2 decimals. Column specifies how wide or narrow the columns will appear in data view. Change the column value to 25, and the column becomes wider. You can also adjust the width of the columns by hand in data view. And you will see those changes reflected back in variable view. Align helps you to set your data to be left justified, right justified, or centered. I like to leave all the numeric variables right justified. There are some other properties like values, missing, and roll, which are useful once we've learned the basics. So here is what you need to know. You can create a new variable simply by typing a new name. It's that easy. Give it a label. Adjust the decimals. And set the measure. Leave all of the other settings at their default, and if you want to delete a variable, select it, and then choose Clear.
Ayan. So, yun po yung for creating a data set by scratch. Pero we can also load, for example, meron tayong Excel data, and then we would like to analyze the data using SPSS. We can load a file din naman sa SPSS. So, ito naman yung demo for that.
So we are going to be using this data that was entered into an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. The data was obtained from original research to determine the level of satisfaction of patients with services received at the outpatient department of Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, Nigeria. To import this data into SPSS, we are going to use the import data menu, right? It's a menu item, but this can be found under the file menu tab. So we click on file, then import data. Here you can see that SPSS can accommodate data from various software such as SAS, Lotus, etc. But today we are going to be dealing with Excel. So we just click on Excel. Now, in the dialog box that pops up, right, we go and select our file. So you look for your file and select that file. Then we click on Open. Now, this brings up this other dialog box. This other dialog box is called the Read Excel File box. Check off to remove leading and trailing spaces from the string values. Now, this is important because sometimes if you are importing data from a mobile data collection software like ODK or Kobo Toolbox, you may have string variables that have spaces in the beginning or even some have spaces at the end. It will really be nice to remove these spaces so that it doesn't get affected by the naming convention for SPSS variables, all right? So if you want to learn more about the naming convention, check out this video on my beginner's guide to SPSS, okay? Now, you can see a small preview of how the data is going to appear in SPSS down here. Now, the preview displays only the first 200 rows and 500 columns. Once you're through with these settings, just click on OK, and voila! Congratulations! Now you have your data in SPSS and you can go ahead and clean and run any form of analysis you like, but not so fast. Don't forget to save, right? And once you save, you're good to go. That's all I have for you today. In my next video, God willing, I am going to show you a super easy way to import data.
Okay, so we're done with yung data view and then yung variable view. Next naman yung sa syntax view na demo.
So we are going to
Click on Values. I'm going to tell SPSS to represent all of the ones as male and all of the twos as female. Now, of course, I could make 2 equals female or 0 equals female, really any number that I wanted to, depending on the coding. The 1 does not mean that males are first place. The 2 does not mean that females are twice as good. The number is only a placeholder. It doesn't indicate an order or a quantity. So now, click OK. In fact, when I return to Data View, you can see the numbers, but watch this. You see this button? Click it and you can toggle between numbers and value labels. Let's leave this set with the value labels on. It's just easier that way. Okay, now we can look at our data. The height of our participant was measured in inches. We have values between 60 and 70 inches, which is between 5 and 6 feet tall, 1.5 to 1.8 meters. Weight was measured in pounds. Now, of course, it might be easier to see the range if we sorted these data. Control-click on Mac or right-click on PC and choose Sort Ascending. All of these participants were between 118 and 153 pounds. Just for illustration, I'm going to pretend that there were 2 participants for whom we did not get their height or their weight, both of them female. Notice that when the numbers are toggled on, all that I need to do is type 2. However, when the value labels are toggled on, I need to double-click and select female. So now I think we're ready to analyze these data. One of the simplest things that we can do is to count up how often things occur. So for example, we want to know how many males and females were in our sample. We want their frequencies. And this is easy enough to do in SPSS. We're going to use the Analyze menu. So whenever you run an analysis in SPSS, use the Analyze menu. We can see that there are lots of options, each with their own sub-menus and sub-sub-menus. The one that we want is Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Frequencies. This window pops up, and you will see lots of windows of this type in SPSS. All of the variables that we have in our data set are on the left, and the variables that we want to analyze go on the right. You can select a variable for analysis by clicking on its name, and then clicking on this arrow between the boxes. Alternatively, you can also drag and drop, and in some cases you can double-click. So let me show you just how easy it is to use SPSS. Click OK. What we are seeing now is the output window. And here is something very important to know about SPSS, especially compared with other types of statistical software. SPSS will give you copious amounts of output, often more than you really need. And you need to know how to interpret that output. So in SPSS, it is easy to run an analysis, but it takes some education to learn how to interpret the output. First, we see a summary of the variables in the box labeled Statistics. We have 12 valid scores for gender with no missing data. But for height, we only have scores for 10 people with 2 missing values. The valid sample size is the number of participants for whom we actually have scores. This first frequency table is for gender. The total tells us that we have 12 valid scores. We see that there are 5 males and 7 females. Notice the columns for percent and valid percent. They're exactly the same. They are the same because we have no missing values for gender. The second frequency table is for height. Remember that we have missing values for height for 2 of our participants. So we see the valid total is 10. 2 values are missing in the data set, called system missing, and the total is 12. We see that the percent column is different than the valid percent column. The percent column is calculated based on the total sample size of 12. The valid percent is calculated on the valid N of 10 people for whom we actually have data. Now, I recommend reporting the valid percent column unless you have a specific reason why you need to report percent. Well, this is a good start, but we can do better. Let's make some pictures of our data. I'm going to run another analysis, and I want you to see that you do not need to go back to the data set. You can run a new analysis from the output window as well. Just click on Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, frequencies. You can see that our previous analysis is still in the window. We could clear it by clicking on this Reset button, but let's just continue with these data. So this time, click on Charts. And then under Chart Type, click on Bar Charts. And let's change chart values to percentages. Click Continue, but before you click OK, let's turn off the frequency tables because we already have those. Now, click OK. In the output window, we see that the chart for gender looks really good. We have two distinct bars, one for male, one for female, and we can estimate the percentages of each. But when we look at the bar chart for height, the options just don't look as good. We can definitely do better. So let's run another analysis. Click on Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Frequencies. So this time, click on Charts, and then under Chart Type, click on Histogram. Let's also choose Show Normal Curve on histogram. Notice that the chart values are now gray because we don't need them. Click Continue, but before clicking OK, let's do one more thing. Click on Statistics. Here we can choose other options like the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, and maximum. Now we could also get the variance, the standard error of the mean, and the sum is good too. As you see, we can pick as many of these options as we would like. If we change our mind, we can unselect them too. Click Continue, and then OK. In the output window, we see all of the statistics that we asked for. So for example, the average height was 65.8 inches. The tallest person, 70 inches tall. The shortest, 62 inches tall. If we added up all of their heights, they would total 658 inches. But notice this first histogram for gender. It just doesn't look good. Not like it did with the bar chart. The bars are connected, but gender's supposed to be discrete categories. We no longer see the labels for males and females, and the normal curve makes absolutely no sense. On the other hand, the histogram for height is much improved. The bars touch, indicating that the data are connected. And the superimposed normal curve makes sense with these data. So we can see that the shape of the data match reasonably well with a normal distribution. So the important thing to learn here is that you should choose the statistics and the graphs that are appropriate to your data. A nominal variable like gender should be reported with frequencies and a bar chart. Scale variables like height should be reported with a mean, standard deviation, and a histogram. We know that the average height for all participants is 65.8 inches. But what if we want to split that by males and females? Let me show you how. Click on Analyze, but instead of descriptive statistics, choose Compare Means. And this first option simply labeled Means. Here we have the options for dependent variables. Layers refers to the independent variable or categorical variable. We did not really assign people to the condition called gender, so gender would really be what is called a quasi-independent variable. Still, we will use gender as our independent variable. We want to examine differences in height, so height will be the dependent variable. Now, click OK. We can see the means and the standard deviations for males and females separately and together. There are 5 each for males and females, 10 total. We see that males were a few inches taller on the average than females. The total mean and standard deviation here are the same as the values that we got earlier using the frequencies command.
Ayan. So that's it for SPSS. So yun nga, we can use that tool for analyzing big data, and for example, yung mga nag-gather nating data from survey, we can load it sa SPSS and then produce graphs. Pero syempre yung graph is depending on how best we can present it in a meaningful way. Parang hindi naman depende kasi kung anong data yung ipe-present mo eh. So nasa user pa rin kung paano ipe-present yung data in a more meaningful way. Yun. So next is na naman magpe-present si Reggie E for Stata.
In addition to, hi, good morning, Dr. Marmelo, classmates. And in addition to Ms. Biohan, the statistical tool and software demonstrations. This was based on the research couple of days that we have we have 6 common statistical tools and analyses. So they are the mean, the standard deviation, hypothesis testing, regressions, sample size determinations, and variance. Yeah, okay, the first one is what you call it. For a while. The mean. The first one is the mean. Mean is an important method of performing statistical analysis and present the average of data provide a common measures of central tendency. The second one was standard deviation. It is a measure of how depressed the data is in relation to the mean, low or small. Standard deviations indicates data are clustered tightly around the mean, and high or large standard deviations indicates data are more spread out. The hypothesis testing is a statistical method used to determine if there is enough evidence in a sample data to draw conclusions about a populations. It involves formulating 2 competing hypotheses, the null hypothesis, which is HO, and the alternative hypothesis, which is the HA, and then collecting the data to assess the evidence. The next would be the regression. Allow researchers to predict or explain the variations in one variable based on another variable. Next is the sample size determination. Sample size is mainly influenced by the variations of the phenomenon investigated in the population and the accuracy of the estimate the one wants to obtain. And the variance was referred to the statistical measurement of the spread between the numbers in dataset. More specifically, variance measures how far each number in the set is from the mean or the average. What is the Stata and how it works and its uses? Stata is a complete integrated software package that provides all your data science needs, data manipulations, visualizations, statistics, and automated reporting. As you can see a while ago to the report of a view some part of Miss Annalyn and Miss Biohan, you can see a lot of different data there. You know, it's like a timesheet that you have to visualize and manipulate every single numbers and data there. It's a powerful statistical software that enables you to analyze, manage, produce graphical visualizations of data. It is primarily used by the researchers in the fields of economics, biomedicine, and political science to examine data pattern. Based on some of the research, most of the companies or the big companies or the organizations who use Stata are the higher education. So one of the higher education somehow for a lot of different figures to present, and then the education management, hospital and healthcare, government administrations, nonprofit organizations management, civil and social organizations, financial services, computer software, research, and the last here is the retail. So like what we have mentioned and seen the video based on Ms. Johan presentations was it's the visualization of all the valuables and figures. And most of these organizations or establishments use that somehow to maximize and have the efficient presentations of the data. There are some examples below. There are four. These are some of the examples of this data in other countries or on how they use it during the presentations. These are some. I know that we are not so much familiar about this data, but maybe this is some point in time for us to, to have a little bit knowledge about what is data and how is data works. And then I'm going to show you, these are some of the example. Ayan. Those are figures. I know it's going to be quite difficult for us to analyze. Even I myself, who was on a difficulty in understanding those. But I know every single variables, numbers here dictates how are they going to present well the data. And it's the data. It's all about this data. So I'm going to show you some one video that states about the importance of this data. Is data in 15 minutes. Yeah, these are example of this data for data analysis. As we can see here, this is a software package. So here we are about to navigate this data. We are also identifying the data import, exploring the data. Yan. Stata is easy to use, but powerful data analysis is a software package that features strong capabilities. Like, for example, statistical analysis, data management and manipulations, and data visualization. Stata offers a wide array of statistical tools that include both standard methods and newer advanced method as new release of Stata distributed annually. Command syntax here is a very compact saving time. Stata advantage, the syntax is consistent across command to easier to learn. Competitive with other software regarding the variety of statistical tools. They're going to have the excellent presentation or documentations using this data, or one of the advantage of this data. Exceptional strong support also for the econometric models and methods. Okay, for a while. Okay. Ayan. They also have some complex survey and data analysis tools. Okay, those are the figures. Okay, for a while. Yeah, loading and saving the files, the data. I'm sorry, loading and saving those files. Use the command to save the data in status under the DTA format. Ayan. The extension data can be omitted when using use and save. It was also mentioned a while ago. Yan. Many commands are on run upset of the dataset observations. Yan. The negative numbers come front end, mean the last observation. So, yan, siya lang naman. Yeah, those are sample of the, a short video clip of this data. Okay, that would be all. And thank you, Professor and classmates.
Okay, again, as I mentioned earlier, no, the Stata no, provides powerful graphics no, features for visualizing data and results. No. User can create a variety of charts, no, graphs, and plots no, to explore patterns, relationships, and trends in their data, enhancing the interpretability of results. Status documentation and support resources are extensive because it includes manuals, no, tutorials, online help, and user forums. And this comprehensive support system enables users to learn Stata quickly, no, troubleshoot problems, and stay updated on new features and techniques. So Stata is widely used in academia, of course, government agencies, research institutions, and industry for analyzing a complex data sets, no, conducting empirical research, and making evidence-based decision. Its popularity stems from its reliability, flexibility, and extensive capabilities for statistical analysis. Despite its strength, no, Stata has some limitations. So its licensing model can be costly, no, for individual user or small research projects. So limiting accessibility for some researchers. Additionally, status learning curve may be stepped no, for users who are unfamiliar with command line interface or statistical programming languages. In recent years, Stata has faced competition from other statistical software packages, such as I think kung familiar kayo sa R and Python, which offer open source alternatives with great flexibility and customization options. However, Stata remains a preferred choice for researchers who value its user-friendly interface, comprehensive documentation, and robust statistical procedures. So, Stata is a powerful statistical software package widely used in academic research and beyond. Its comprehensive suite of tools for data analysis, data management, and graphical user visualization makes it a valuable tool for researchers seeking to analyze complex data set and generate meaningful insight. On the other hand, SPSS, no, or statistical package for the social sciences. SPSS stands for Statistical Package for the Social Sciences. It's a software package used for statistical analysis in social science research and beyond. So it developed as what our presenter mentioned by IBM because SPSS provide a user-friendly interface for conducting a wide range of statistical analysis, data management tasks, and data visualization. One of SPSS key features is its ability to handle large data set efficiently, making it suitable for both small scale and small scale studies and large-scale surveys. Researchers can use SPSS to perform descriptive statistics such as mean, median, and standard deviation to summarize and explore their data. In addition to descriptive statistics, SPSS offers a variety of inferential statistical techniques. Of course, It includes t-test, analysis of variance, or yung ANOVA regression analysis, and chi-square test. And these methods allow researchers to test hypotheses, identify patterns, and make predictions based on their data. Actually, SPSS also include advanced statistical procedure to from more complex analysis such as factor analysis, cluster analysis, and structural equation model. These techniques are particularly useful for uncovering underlying relationship and structures within the data set. SPSS provide tools for data preparation and cleaning, allowing researchers to handle missing data, recode variables, and transform data as needed. This ensures the accuracy and reliability of statistical analysis. Another strength of SPSS is its graphical capabilities, which enable researchers to create various types of charts, graphs, and plots to visualize their data. And these visualizations help in interpreting results and communicating findings effectively. SPSS support integration with other software packages and data formats, facilitating data exchange and collaboration across different platforms. Of course, SPSS is widely used in the academe, government agencies, market research firms, and other industry for analyzing survey data, conducting experiments, and making data-driven decisions. Its versatility and ease of use make it accessible to both novice and or novice and experienced researcher. Despite its popularity, of course, SPSS is not without limitations because some users find its interface somewhat outdated and less intuitive compared to newer statistical software packages. Additionally, SPSS can be resource intensive, requiring significant computing power to handle large data set and complex analysis. In recent years, as I mentioned earlier, alternative to SPSS have emerged such as R and Python, which offer more flexibility and customization option for statistical analysis. However, SPSS remains a popular choice for researchers who value its simplicity, the reliability, and comprehensive set of features. So SPSS is a powerful tool for statistical analysis, data management, and visualization, widely used in social sciences, researches, and beyond. Its user-friendliness or user-friendly interface, extensive capabilities, and broad applicability make it an indispensable tool for researchers seeking to uncover insights from their data. Now, Stata or Stata and SPSS are two widely used statistical software packages, each with its own strengths and weaknesses, as what we discussed and as presented by our reporter. Understanding the difference between them can help researchers choose the most suitable tools for their specific needs. So for the scope of this application, Stata is commonly favored in fields such as economics, sociology, and epidemiology, where advanced statistical techniques and data management are essential. SPSS, on the other hand, is widely used across various disciplines, including social sciences, psychology, and business. Statistical capabilities, both Stata and SPSS offer a wide range of statistical procedures, including descriptive statistics, regression analysis, and hypothesis testing. However, Stata is often prepared for its extensive support of specialized techniques like longitudinal data analysis, survival analysis, and multi-level modeling. When it comes to data management, Stata excels in data management tasks, providing powerful tools for importing, cleaning, and manipulating data sets. Its syntax-based language allows to precise control over data manipulation, task, and facilitate reproducibility. SPSS also offers data management features, but may be considered less flexible or efficient compared to Stata in handling large or complex data set. Pagdating naman sa user interface, SPSS is known for its user-friendly interface, which allows user to perform analysis through a point-and-click environment without requiring programming skills. Stata, on the other hand, primarily relies on command line interface, which may have a steeper learning curve for user unfamiliar with programming or syntax-based software. For the customization and automation, Stata syntax based approach enable user to customize, analyze, and automate repetitive tasks efficiently. User can create scripts and programs to streamline workflows and enhance reproducibility. SPSS also support scripting and automation, but may be perceived as less flexible compared to Stata in this regard. So graphics and visualization, both of them offer graphical capabilities for visualizing data and result. Stata graphic system is highly customizable and provides advanced option for creating publication, quality plot, and charts. SPSS also offers a range of graphical tools but may be considered less versatile or sophisticated compared to Stata. No? So for documentation support, Stata and SPSS provide extensive documentation tutorials and support resources to help users learn the software and troubleshoot problem. Stata documentation is known for its clarity and comprehensiveness, while SPSS offers range of resources including manuals, online help, and user forums. For the cost and licensing, the cost of licensing Stata or SPSS can vary depending on factors such as user type, dependency organization size, and usage requirements. Stata's licensing model typically involves a one-time purchase or subscription fees, whereas SPSS may offer different pricing option including perpetual licenses or pwede namang annual subscription kapag SPSS. Siyempre kapag yearly, medyo costly, medyo hindi agad kailangan maglabas ng pera na marami. Kapag naman po perpetual license, yung medyo mahal yon kasi isang beses mo mabayaran. For the community and user base, both Stata and SPSS have large user communities and are supported by active user forums and online communities where user can seek help, share tips, and collaborate with others. So these communities can be valuable resource for learning in software and solving specific problems. Stata and SPSS both support integration with other software packages and data formats, allowing user to exchange data and results with other tools and platforms. Stata's compatibility with other statistical software package and programming languages may be perceived as more seamless or flexible compared to SPSS. For the platform compatibility, both statistical tools are available for multiple operating systems, including Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, ensuring compatibility with a wide range of computing environment. For the popularity and reputation, Stata and SPSS are both widely recognized and respected in the research community, with strong reputations for reliability, accuracy, and usability. Researchers actually may choose one software over the other based on factors such as personal preferences, institutional requirements, or other specific project needs. Stata and SPSS are both powerful statistical software packages with distinct features and capabilities as what we discussed. The choice between them depends on factors such as the scope of analysis, data management requirements, user interface preferences, and budget consideration. Researchers should carefully evaluate their needs and preferences to determine which software best suit their research objective. Right now, the cost of Stata and SPSS can vary again, depending on the needs of the users. So, sabi ko nga kanina, the version of the software and the additional features or modules include. Sa Stata kasi, they offer several licensing options as I mentioned, including perpetual license and subscription. The cost varies based on the type of license. Sa Stata kasi, pwedeng student, academic, government, commercial, and the number of users. So Stata multi-processor version license for individual users typically start at around $1,000 or $2,000 for a perpetual license. So imagine kung perpetual license yun, magkano yung $2,000. Kapag naman po annual subscription siya, $495. O di ba mag-perpetual license ka na lang. $495 po yon. Institutional licenses for academic or commercial organization may have different pricing structure based on factors such as the number of users and the level of support required. Stata also offers discount for students in academic institution as well as special pricing for upgrading to newer version or adding additional modules. SPSS, now part of IBM software portfolio, also offers various licensing options. And meron din silang perpetual licenses, subscription, and site licenses for organization. Pricing for SPSS typical depends on factor o sa katulad ng type of license, individual, academic, and commercial po sila. Version of SPSS, meron tayong SPSS statistics base, SPSS statistic standard, and SPSS statistical professional. Now, number of users or installation, nagbabari po yung price. Additional module or features, kaliwa, lalagyan natin ng advanced analytics, data visualization, iba rin po yung price nun. For the SPSS statistic-based perpetual license, ito po yung statistical, SPSS statistic-based, yung SB, no? Perpetual license for individual users may start at around 1,300 to 2,000 depending on the version and any discount or promotions available. US dollar po pinag-uusapan natin. Academic, syempre, or student licenses may be available at discounted rates with prices varying depending on the institution agreement and IBM. Subscription pricing for SPSS may offer more flexibility in terms of payment option and access to update and support services. It's important to note that these prices are approximated, may vary over time and across regions. No? Additional organizations may negotiate custom pricing based on their specific needs and requirements. Before purchasing, it's advisable to check the official website of the Stata and ABM for the most up-to-date pricing information and any available discount. Okay? So I think that's it for this topic.